Hello, everyone. This is Deb. How are you? Welcome, welcome. I'm glad you are here with me. I am continuing to work in the Strawberry Bliss Altered Half Composition book, even though the collab ends officially May 31st, which is tomorrow. So you'll see the last 3 days of the official collab on the 31st. But I'm working forward, and I already showed you a few extra pages. I am doing this now for hashtag Let's Make Together 2025. Be sure to check those two individuals out who are hosting and co-hosting because they're very creative and they're doing full size composition books. And at the end of this, I'm not going to actually create with you today. I'm going to show 10 more pages. Um, and it would take forever to do that many with you because it took me basically all morning. Anyway, but at the end, if I remember, I'll show you a full composition book I did a couple years ago, I think, and what the purpose of that is. And I still haven't used it, and I really need to. So anyway. The first four pages are going to be using the hashtag Deck the Year 2025 items that I did altered index cards for. This was the first one here. It was an altered pocket. I did extend, which was really hard to do, which is why it's still a little weird. I made this chomp bite a little bigger. Also, I decided so that what I made for Deck the Year was just this square. It's a folded over index card with book paper, stamped strawberries, inked around, and this trim. And what I put down behind it is a piece of vellum out of that very fresh Stamps by Me collection I had gotten, kit or whatever you want to call it. So you can still see the blue lines of the paper through it. And then I had shown this, which was just a Memories and More card from Stampin' Up. But I hadn't shown this. I decided I wanted something longer. And this was a piece of a Memories and More card. And I just stamped the strawberries, same strawberries as there, onto the top part. I had used two of these rectangles for some other project earlier on in this book. So I just thought, well, I'll use that whole thing and you can write on either side. And I did not ink that. Yeah. Then this one was this, it goes over to here. It had another little piece of, this was from the collage, cut and collage book. And I showed how I decorated that in Deck the Year. I used this Deco Color gold paint pen, went around the edges of this though, put this washi tape down, doubled it, and then there was just a little bit here of the dark stripe from going into the other side of the paper, and I covered that with gold. I did a few little squigglies and dots down here in the gold, and then I went around the back of it in the gold deco pen. Yeah, I see I missed a spot up there. I'm not going to worry about it. And then this is open. So this is open for writing. I erased what I had written on about Deck the Year and everything. And then this is open. This is also vellum from that same collection. And it just looks like the meat of the berry, so to speak. And this washi, I actually put down double-sided tape to help hold it in place there, and here, because it just wasn't sticking real well. So that's that one. And then the next one, this is two scraps put together, which were the back of that this paper. And this is what I had made for the hashtag Deck the Year. It's another folded over index card, but I did end up using double-sided tape here to tack down that pocket. And then when I showed it, I had it like this, but I didn't like Happy Day being upside down, so I decided to put it over here. And then this is just a scrap of paper from that very fresh collection. And that's that. And I might have to get a little glue because I said, oh, that's sticking pretty good, but I see that edge is starting to come up. And then this was, I think, the fourth one. Had a little scrap of that paper from this. Plus, this was a scrap too. I showed how I made all of this. I talked about it on Deck the Year. I think I added this little pink bow afterwards from my stash, and this is a piece of the paper from the Berry Fresh. I think is the last full sheet of paper. No, second last. Sorry. Um, and washi tape over here. And that's that one. So again, you can, oh, and this one I didn't put down with washi. I put down with a little hinge made from the same paper, but a scrap. And I just glued the white side to both the card and the bottom, and it made a little hinge. So it opens really nice and actually better than the washi one. And then so you can write on here and put a photo or whatever in here. And then I went off on my own. So this next page, this paper is from Stampin' Up. I had not used, well, no, I lie. I used one piece of it in this book earlier, but the piece I had used earlier was this, which is the back of a raspberry paper. But the one I'm showing now is actually this strawberry paper. I'm trying to see if I have another one. Yeah, strawberries and blueberries and raspberries. And the back is green. So this was one piece. And I just put this down. I didn't need a little bit trimmed off. And then this I cut down a little bit and rounded it because I wanted it to be smaller than that. And then this, there's a paper in here. Actually, this one. This works with the strawberry builder punch that I have, but it's really hard to line them up. You kind of almost have to cut around them to get them in the punch right without punching everything else. So I punched 3 out of a scrap that I had, 2 red and a purple. I kind of would have liked to have that yellow. But anyway, when you do it, you see how this is? That's how they punch out too. But the punch punches a stem. So what I did is I punched some pieces out of index card all over the index card, and then the line side is on the back, and I just colored them with alcohol marker to put the stems on. So I like that. They're a little bit different shade of green, but that's okay. And then on the back of this, since it was green, I just added another Memories and More card, and it just says today was, and you can also write over here. But I'll tell you what, the book doesn't lay flat to write, you know? Anyway, yeah. Okay, so that's that one. And then this one was based on this. This was another one of those pieces of paper, you know, out of a tablet like this, only it didn't have lines on it. But it had these little critters, and this one is a bear. So I used it to bring in the straw bear, B-E-A-R. So this page is Strawberry and Strawbear, B-E-A-R-Y. And then this was off the top of it, it's a little bird. And this bluish color is a scrap also from, you know, this paper, this paper. It was one sheet of paper, but I used it 4 or 5 times. And it goes down to here. And then I did some book page, and just this one is edged in vintage photo, and this I tore, and this I tore a little bit and put up here. So that's all about the bear, and you can just write, and I didn't stamp on there. I probably should, just some dots or something to cover up some of the words. But anyway, I have to have some flattish pages in here, you know. So this one was all about the bear, but I left the other critters on too, which look like a dog and a tiger to me. So then this page is paper. This page here is paper. It was the last sheet of the paper. So I have some scraps still out of the Berry Fresh, but Yeah, this one was definitely paper. And this was another larger Memories and More card. Dream, create, inspire every day. I really like that. And then this is a Dollar Tree sticker out of this pack, which I have had for a long time. I only have 3 left, and I must have used at some point the cardboard from it because it's not in there anymore. And I like that the yellow brought out the yellow in the lemons. I didn't really want a lot of lemons, and there's a little bit of a peachy yellow flower here, and there's a butterfly. So I like that. This piece is another piece of vellum, and I think I had yet another one of these, so you might see it again. And on here I just put washi, and I might have put either glue or tear and tape under them also, because this I didn't cut it right. I guess it didn't go all the way over to the edge. And this butterfly was out of the same sticker pack that came out of, and that's all I did. Um, I was thinking I might put a big circle of cardstock in the middle that can be written on or something, but I did not do that yet. And then the next page, okay, now this paper, uh-oh, I might have to glue that better. This paper came out of the Recollections paper that I had used. It's the same paper I used in the background on this page that I did make with you, this one here, up here. And it has this little diamond pattern, so, and I didn't cut it right either, and some of the white was showing, so in my little box of scrap trims and stuff, I pulled this out. Um, and then I die cut these with stitched squares. Those were out of this, I'm sure this is retired, maybe. Stylish Shapes dies. I used the second square and they have double stitching. Well, it stitches around the outside, which I didn't use that part. And this is out of Recollections. It was all pinks cardstocks, and this is like a scrap because the pinks are all gone and now I just have creams in there. And this was out of that same Dollar Tree sticker pack. I'll have to glue that down a little better. It's hard when these are bendy like this, so I would glue them and then I would, go over here and push them down because this side's flatter so far. So I'll have to make sure I glue that. And I like how that looked. I didn't get them even, and I did that intentionally because I was following, like I put that point at the point of that little diamond, and this one didn't line up exactly, so I put it up a little higher. And yeah, and these are dimensional, so I don't know if I might have to take the bottom pop dot off and glue that down. This one is kind of a mishmash. I inked around the edges with Strawberry Slush, I believe, Stampin' Up! Ink. This is a Memories and More card, but neither side had like writing space, so I put it down as a background. And then this was another one, which I just cut down a little bit on the top and the side to make it a little smaller, and I glued it down. So I have book page torn and inked, and this actually is a piece that I cut off here. So you can see I cut the long side first, and then I cut a bottom piece off which got tossed. And then these are stickers out of another sticker pack, which is trying to get away from me. This is another Jot one. I don't know what I did. Oh, this is the packaging for this one. Also, it says laser, so I used them before on one other page, I think, but I love butterflies, so I used a butterfly and 2 flowers out of that pack. I'm trying to use things up. Oh, and here, these were the bows for the bow I added here. These were Paper Studio 2024. So let's see, we're up to here, and I think that's it. Yep. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10 more pages. Now, I oh, I also did a back pocket. This was a scrap of the paper, and it's one that I had been fussy cutting these strawberries out of, so now I have no more of those strawberries to cut. This was another piece of trim out of my little use these up first trims. I didn't even realize I had them. I think I got them at a yard sale. And I'm just keeping my list of prompts for Strawberry Bliss and a little information sheet about this. Uh, a June moon, which you'll see on the 31st, okay? You have, if you probably already saw it if you watched the last Strawberry Bliss for the 31st, and this is all about the full strawberry moon, and that was my 31st page. So yeah, now I also, ooh, okay, these stickers aren't sticking. I guess I need to glue them too. I'll come back to that. That was weird. So I went through and I spent a little bit gluing 2 pages together because I wanted to see how many pages. So not counting this one. 2, 4, 6, because I'm counting front and back. 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, oops, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 31. For some reason I thought I had 29. 31 pages to do still, everybody. So here's the deal. I'm kind of getting tired of working in here. However, I really want to get the stuff out of my way. Now, I was going to join in. Polly is having she's having a mermaid, ocean, sea themed, beachy themed collab, and it's an every day of June thing. I think I'm only going to do certain days. And I think I'm not going to make a book right away, but whatever I make, I will intend on putting in a future junk journal because I really want to get this done, get the stuff off my floor and put away so I have room to work on the other stuff. And I promised you I'd show you another journal. So one second. If I can find it. Here it is. And I think I have another one somewhere, but I don't know where that one is at the moment. So let me put this aside. So yeah, I have a lot of pages left and I cannot make them. I have to do more like these that are not so dimensional because look at this. So if I do too much bulky stuff, it already is, I mean, I don't know how anybody will write in it. And I did not do the back, and I might have to, next time I open this, I might have to put a scrap on here just so, because it's already red, so I don't feel like I need to cover the back, but I do want to cover that and maybe put my stamp on there on a piece of paper that I glue down there or something. So yeah, let's push that aside. I'm going to have to put some kind of, maybe I'm thinking like elastic cording or something around it, and then I can put a little dangle on the front or something. So that's that. And then this was a gratitude journal I made for fall a couple years ago, and I remember that's kind of dipping. I need to put another little pop dot under there or whatever. I'm gonna have to move this. So, and these, sorry. So what I remember is, first of all, this is paper. This is also paper that I wrapped around the binding, and this is paper. So this is a full-size composition book. I have some new viewers who probably haven't seen this, and this I actually wrapped around also, made a pocket and put trim on it. And this was for fall, November 2019. There you go. See, I don't like dating them because, and this is, I guess, a little journaling card I made with tickets that I still have a lot of. And okay, this must have been a journaling card. Oh no, these were those rub-ons. I remember now. This was a journaling card and it says hello there, and this was a rub-on. So all these little prints on here were rub-ons, and I put them on the back of a striped journaling card that has purple there with some yellow trim. Okay, I'm not going to go through all that. There's a pocket right here. Nothing in it yet. One sec. So I'll just quickly do a flip through. Let me raise it up a little bit more. There. I'm trying. Okay, this is a little pocket tuck spot on both sides. I think, is that a wraparound? No. And this is, okay, so this was one of the sheets of paper, had like all the alphabets for autumn. So I did like a page for the alphabet. So you can write things that you're grateful for that begin with A. And this is autumn, shows a sticker. Autumn shows us how beautiful it is to let things go because, you know, the leaves fall. I put an acorn in, die cut out of the paper that I was using, which I don't remember at this point. And then there's a lot of blank pages in here. And then you get to B, beauty, baking. So these were cut apart parts out of whatever the paper pad was. So if you don't know what to do with those big alphabet things and you don't scrapbook like I don't scrapbook, this is an idea. Crisp and cool, corn maze, cozy and warm. This I stamped a deer, dream big, and a D. Could just put my name in there. E, I didn't have any words with the collection that started with that, but you could put, you know, elephants, exercise, whatever. F, I stamped a fox, family, friends, fall, washi tape. And so there's like 3 pages each. G, I didn't have anything yet. H, harvest and happiness. But obviously it's way beyond 2019. That was pre-pandemic even. I, J, K. So your books don't have to be as elaborate is what I'm getting at as what I did for the Strawberry Bliss. These are stickers, leaves, L, live, laugh, love, and a couple pages for L, M, memories, N for November, O, owls, October. I'm so glad we're in a world where there are Octobers. Anne of Green Gables. I think that was a Happy Planner sticker or some planner sticker thing. P, picking pumpkins, pumpkin washi tape. Might have a couple extra in that one. Q, who knows? R, and there's a rabbit. So I have a lot. I thought about changing this to be from a gratitude journal to a addresses and email addresses and stuff for my crafty friends only. And I still could, but it's decorated just for fall. Well, the fall's all right. Fall's my favorite. Well, spring and fall are my favorite seasons. This is a little squirrel, which they are cute, but boy, are they stinkers. And I really need to get them out of my shed, and I'm afraid to open the doors. I need to get a wildlife place here. Turkey, our tradition, tasty treats, thankful, tea. U, umbrellas on a rainy day, which we're having a lot of. Anyway, V for voice, victory, whatever. W for wonderful you, watermelon. X, no, xylophones. Y, U, yams, whatever. Z, zebra, whatever. So yeah, and then 30, I put happy birthday. I'm not sure. Oh, I guess I have numbers in here too. Some of them. I guess, oh, I just had Thanksgiving. Okay. So in 2019, Thanksgiving was on the 28th of November. And I had this little card, and then 29 and 30. Oh, my dad's birthday was November 30th, but he's been gone since 2007. So, and then I have another pocket back here, and I did put paper with another tight pocket in the back, the beauty of fall colors. So if you have paper you're not crazy about, you can use it for something like this, a gratitude journal, an address book. Um, if I do use it for addresses, I would, oops, that's not going to work, Deb. Get in there. Get further in. There we go. I don't know if that did any better, but anyway, I would maybe make like the little Rolodex cards or a small 3x5 index card cut in half or something and put them in with washi tape because my address books get so messy because people pass away or they were acquaintances I worked with and I no longer in contact or need to be. And so, you know, I could put a half an index card, a small one. Let's see if I have any. Because I need the lines. I don't know. I thought I had a couple. Yeah, I have a couple ancient little ones. So, you know, a half of one of those would be good. And then you still have room for decoration. So you could just do 3 on a page or something like that. In fact, I am going to tuck them in here for that purpose because I think that's what I'm going to do. And I can still also write some gratitude in here in between those index cards on, you know, the other pages. And I did not double any of these up and I did not glue them together. That's what I meant. Because I meant it to be mostly for writing in and I didn't want to add bulk to it, any more bulk. I did, you know, double 2 pages, 2 and 2 here because this has a pocket, a double pocket. So that is my show and tell for today. The 10 pages I continued, just made today, which happens to be Friday, May 30th, in my Strawbeary Bliss half composition book. And my bumpy label, I might have to just change that out. Anyway, grateful. It's supposed to be a gratitude journal, but I think I'm going to start putting addresses because I've been like saving envelopes and packaging with addresses on. I used to have a little index card box with some of them on, but that's even out of date now. So that's why I said if you're going to use it long term, you know, use either a half or a partial use something. It could just be a piece of paper, or you could write them in here, but then it's going to get messy if you have to remove them. Whereas if you just use washi and take them out later, then you can put another one in, a new one or something. So that's an idea for you too. An address book of your crafty friends, your church friend, you know, your personal acquaintances, whatever you want it for. And it also, if you have any scrapbook paper, those pads that have alphabets in, and you don't know what to do with them, that's an idea for them too. So I just thought I'd share that. Obviously, this is pretty old and I need to use it. Okay, guys. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe if you're subject to storms like we're going to be starting tonight again. And I will talk to you again very soon. Hugs, love, and peace.